Yeah, Matt.
What have you found is obviously you pay referrals, but what has been the kind of the standard referral rate that seems acceptable to residential realtors?
So in business brokerage, the typical referral fee is 10%. And most of the time we are dual agent, meaning or we are representing the seller and the buyer is self-represented. Usually there's only one agent involved in a business transaction because business sales are confidential. And so as we're marketing the business, we're doing it in a way that is confidential. We're not putting, the name of the business, the address, and all of that out there. We're maintaining confidentiality. Therefore, the systems that we market in send the buyers back to us. So we
Right.
represent the seller, we're dealing with the buyer. And so the standard for as long as I've been selling businesses has been 10%. But you can't tell a residential agent that the referral fee is 10% because they can't wrap their minds around it because they're used to 20, 25, 30. So what I tell residential agents is it's 20% of the side referred. So if they refer me a buyer, I will give them 20% of the buyer side fee, which the math works out the same. But the
Yeah.
number, you have to speak their language.
Yeah. That's the firm I'm with on the for being my broker is they have a 25% referral fee, agent to agent. And unlike that, that don't work with business brokerage, and they're referring stuff to me that is small and I'm only representing one side of it. And it's like, um, I it just hasn't worked so far. So I just wondered if you've had that struggle too.
Yeah, and I don't, I have a lot of residential agents that'll try and refer buyers to me, and I don't take that. It's if you have a buyer for one of my listings, I'll pay a referral fee for that. But if you're just referring me a buyer that wants to buy something, I have 17,000 of those in my database already. So
Yeah.
I don't need, that, and I'm not going to allocate time to go search for a business for a specific buyer unless if it's a company that's looking to expand through acquisition,
Right.
then I might do that as long as they're willing to pay some type of a search fee or something like that and sign an exclusive representation agreement. So, there are exceptions to every rule, but what you find in business brokerage is you need to be representing sellers, and you need to be representing good businesses. If the business is breaking even or upside down or has really bad books and records, it's going to be very, very difficult to sell. I mean, I've got one right now where it was referred to me not by an agent, but actually by one of my other clients. The books and records are showing losses every year for the last 3 years, and they're trying to tell me the business actually makes 200 grand. And it's like, I'm just not even willing to spend time on that anymore because those are so incredibly hard to sell when they're upside down like that. They can't, or when the tax returns show they're upside down, you can't get SBA financing for them. And they're saying, hey, we're actually making 200,000 in profit. Well, how am I supposed to prove that to a buyer? And I don't want to be responsible for trying to prove that to a buyer. It's like, I'm happy to work with them, consult with them, help them get their, books and get their ducks in a row, prepare their business for sale or whatever. But if they want to put it on the market right now, I'm not the right person because I don't have time to spend on those types of things. So, but yeah, in terms of referrals, and referral fees, well, also business brokers typically have a minimum fee. So you need to figure out, how long the average business sale takes 8 to 10 months. And, you track your time and figure out how many hundreds of hours you put into it and figure out what your time is worth. And then you can certainly Figure out what your minimum fee needs to be in order for you to make money. Because if you're not making money in this industry, you're going to quit. You're going to go do something else. You can't work in this industry for 3 to 5 years and not make any money and stick with it. I mean, most people don't have those kind of reserves sitting around. So
Thank
I
you.
know, yeah, you're welcome, Matt. Now I know certain brokers that I've talked to brokers that are like brand new and they're kind of they have like a 10 grand minimum fee, which I haven't seen in a long time. 10 or 15. Then I see other brokers that I've talked to that have been in the business for a while and their minimum fee is anywhere between 25 and 50. And then I talk to other brokers that they won't take on a business that is going to have an asking price less than $500,000 because they just don't feel like it's worth their time for the amount of time they have to spend to sell that business. So, you kind of have to figure out based on your expenses, your lifestyle, and everything else, what works for you. Because I guarantee there's plenty of businesses out there. And the more narrowly focused you are, um, in terms of identifying who your target market is and what types of clients you want to work with, the more successful you're going to be. But it is hard to say no to people. I mean, I remember when I first got into the business, I wanted to help everybody. But best thing you can do is learn how to say no and how to say no quickly. So, Dick, you're laughing about that.
Tanya,
You're muted.
can I ask you a quick question, Tanya? Have you ever take a listing that the asking price is higher than the revenue?
Yeah. Uh-huh. I sold a business where the asking price was higher than the revenue. I think it was doing 2 million in revenue. And we sold it for 3.5.
Oh, I see. Oh, thank you, Tanya.
Uh-huh.
Probably good profits, gross profits, I'm guessing.
Yeah, had really good margins.
Yeah.
Mm.